Hello everyone, I hope you're having a great day. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Conde. In today's video, we're going to be doing something different. A lot of people have asked me if I can show like the real process of a painting from start to finish. And of course, this one is already, let's say 80% or 90% done. But thinking about that, I thought it would be cool to show the progress on a painting and how you can kind of do any painting that you want if you just apply some time every day a little bit. So in this case, I decided to do this small series of videos, which is basically taking 1 hour of work every day on my personal paintings. Only 1 hour, because it's the time that I can actually put into this kind of like personal work, and then make that be just 10 minutes of video, like compress it so I can you guys can see something really quick and also get the juice of like what's actually happening and how I solve some problems on the paintings, right? So in this case, I have this part of the painting that I want to solve, which is these tentacle things, and I haven't quite figured out what to do with them. Like this is something kind of important in this painting. Like this is some kind of like a robot girl with tentacles underwater, and she has these kind of like tentacles, kind of like an octopus, and the tips of the tentacle, I haven't figured that out yet, honestly. And I had these shapes that I wasn't too sure, like really honestly, not even from the beginning, that if I like those shapes. So I'm here and trying to paint and paint to figure it out until I really get really angry about it. And if you can see in the amount of video that you're watching, that could represent easily like 20 minutes of work right there. Maybe 10 or 15, sorry. And I quickly decided to sketch something new just to see what happened, if the ideas flow. And I think I feel better with this direction. We're having like a really thin tips on these tentacles. And yeah, I thought it would be cool to show you the process of this. Of course, I understand it's not real time, but trust me, if you saw this real time, you will be bored, like super bored. So this is actually what it takes to do a painting like this. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of time. So obviously you cannot do this in few days. It takes me weeks to do paintings like this. And I just wanted to show you guys little parts of that process. And I'm gonna try to do, at least with this painting, we'll try this format to see what happens. To try to do this daily, only recording 1 hour progress on the painting, and then reducing that to 10 minutes of video, so I can kind of like show you guys. It's actually 10 minutes, it's just a little bit longer with the intro and outro and stuff, but it's actually 10 minutes of painting progress on the video, sped up. So I figured out this tentacle, like how it looks to the back. So now I just copy that and kind of flip that, just to take that as a reference, because I couldn't figure out what the shape was. And as long as it kind of looks like it makes sense with the rest of the painting, it's okay. You don't have to be like extremely perfect with it. As long as it makes sense what the kind of shapes and visual language that you're doing, right? This kind of thing is very difficult to achieve. This painting actually started with a 3D base, but it didn't look like this at all. It was more like it was more like way more mechanical, because I did it with assets that I have. But that's not the point of doing that 3D base. For me, lately, the 3D base is only for like maybe taking colors here and there and using the same values and shading and stuff like that. And then I try to paint on top as much as I can, because I really want to keep my distance from everything looking the same with the 3D base. Also because other people uses the 3D base too. So if it's something like for work, for example, when my work on Arc, sometimes I use 3D base, but there are models that are given to me, and I can use that as a reference for the creatures that I'm creating, for example. But that is only for perspective and stuff like that. I'm not going to actually use the same creature that was given if I have to redesign it. That will be like idiotic. You have to do something new. So I will have to change it as much as I can on drawing, so they can actually see what I'm bringing new to the same idea. If it's a creature redesign, if it's a creature from scratch, I can do whatever I want. I can bring assets from other places, and I normally use a 3D workflow just to keep my perspective tight as possible and correct. So yeah, going back to the painting, here I'm just adding detail wherever I can, and as you can see, this can be like, people will be disappointed of how this looks so annoying to do, these bubbles things. But it's something that you have to do. Like, if you want to do the painting correctly and give it justice in terms of detail, this is something that you have to do by hand. And it can be kind of repetitive and also a little bit boring to do. But yeah, that's the work. There's no other way around it. You have to do it. And this is the kind of stuff that I guess people want to know. Like, when you guys see my other videos, most of them are edited. So what you see is not the same, is not the full scope of everything that you have to do. For example, this one I just figured out is if that needed a little bit more detail, but it is detail enough. It just needs this kind of like variations on the skin color and stuff like that to make it look like it has more detail than it really has. This part is also a little bit sketchy, so I'm trying to add variation on it with different tones and stuff like that, kind of like blend it. And to blend it, as most of you want that you have watched my channel before, it's mostly about just creating a new layer and painting on top, grabbing the same colors that you have there and using them like 50%, maybe 40% opacity. At that moment, you guys could see like my reference for body parts, like the back and stuff like that, the anatomy. Eventually you will see that again in another video, of course. There are some areas that need to be fixed still. Actually think that neck looks really funny right now, now that I look the painting from far away. And yeah, here I'm concentrating just in this tiny part of the painting, which is the fish. This fish here in the back. And that's all it takes, you know, like having just a small progress every day. It's good. Like, you don't have to do massive progress. Maybe if you have a weekend and you don't have to do anything else, you can actually maybe bring a painting to 40 or 50% just in one day entirely, depending on the detail of the painting that you want to do. But in this case, I'm trying to do something that I can feel comfortable with, that doesn't stress me too much, and also gonna allow me to keep working normally for on my job, you know, the performance. So if I do more than that, I could probably be either stressing out too much my hand, for example. Sometimes it hurts a little if I work too much, but you have to keep the balance, you know, like how much do you work on your personal stuff against the actual work, which is the money that you receive every month to eat, to pay your rent and everything. So this is only for fun, or if you're gonna sell it or whatever it's gonna be with this personal stuff. It is a different kind of work, so you don't want to do it, at least that's my experience, you don't want to do it like a full-time job if you have an actual job, you know, like that you have to do every day. Again, I'm also trying to do this to force myself to speak English again. For some reason I feel like I'm losing that ability with all the time that I haven't posted any videos, and this is the progress that I can show you today. I hope you like it, and let me know in the comments if you like to see more of this kind of content. Have a good day guys, and see you tomorrow maybe.